I'm in Perth.
Yes.
A place where I'm a legend.
Oh.
And I tell you what, we got another legend, Xavier Ellis, very, very highly regarded in this part of the world, and we're going to talk to him shortly. I was going to say something else, but I corrected myself. He's just sitting over here. If he wasn't sitting there, I would have used another
I can see him,
sentence.
Jim, on your Zoom.
He's a star, X. So we got him coming up shortly. Mm-hmm. And then an idiot song later on. I see Topics Brayshaw, finally. Brag artist, idiot song, really crap joke, hook from you, and then I'm done for a month.
Yeah, a month?
Yep.
What are you going to do for a month, Jim?
Not see you.
Good.
Anyway, I'm seeing you now.
Hello, Jim. Good to see you. You're in Sydney yesterday. Perth, you get around.
I know. Well, the Big Bash final tomorrow night, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
So who wins? Oh, we'll talk about that later because I want to
we
know
will.
because you're the expert in all these things.
Expert. Bloody oath I am.
Beautiful day here. It's about 12. What's it like in Perth?
No, it's superb. Mid to late 30s. Beautiful.
Oh.
So I'm gonna finish here.
Yep.
And then X and I, when I'm done, we're gonna go to the Subi Hotel and have an emu export off the wood.
Emu.
Yep,
You can't stop drinking until the leg goes down. So today here we've had sun, we've had rain, we've had hail, and we've had wind. It's pissing down. Thanks, Robbo.
Thanks, Robbo. I saw that. I like the Port Fairy Golf Club. Obviously, I passionately support them and their Instagram. Bill, it was covered in hail.
Yes.
It looked like it had snowed.
David Hale was out.
Hail.
Righto, Rabsy, let's have a nice Friday Wrappy Wrap. Oh, hello to you first, yeah. You were asked on the Saturday Rub about, what will you do? And I don't know what you were asked. Actually, let's throw to it. What was the question, Rab?
No idea.
No one knows.
Let's go again. Okay, Rabsy, let's have a nice little Friday Wrappy.
Now on Triple M's Rush Hour,
We've also got this, a nice little Wrappy.
it's Billy's All Sports Report.
Straight into cricket, Jim.
Yes.
Well done to Brisbane Heat. How good were they last night?
Unbelievably good.
What happened to the Sixers? They haven't lost a game at home. They were the second best side in the comp, and they only made 1-1-6.
8 straight they'd won at the SCG.
Yep.
They were brilliant through the power play, and as soon as that finished, the absolute wheels, axle, bloody muffler, everything fell off. I mean, you couldn't believe it. It was just ridiculous. So I'm with you. Well done to Wade Seckham, Darren Lehman. I think they planned the game really well, and then the bowlers especially executed superbly. They got the wobbly boots on until Michael Neser came out and did what I like to call a Brayshaw.
What was that? Made a
Just
duck.
getting his team home.
No one else could bat out there.
I
And he
know.
come out, he hit 4 fours in a row, which won the game virtually there and then. Finished on 48 not.
Yep.
Bloody
Career
good effort.
best.
And
No, it
took
was.
2 wickets. So well done him. He was the man of the match. Good chase by Heat. But, I'm going to go back because you were all over the Sixers. You said they were going to win.
No, excuse me.
You did. You and Bluey were carrying on, saying they were going to win. They were going to win easy.
I'll tell you what happened.
What?
I'm going back even further.
Oh.
So I spoke to you from Sydney last week when the Heat, who were the 5th-ranked team in the comp, were travelling to Sydney to take on the Thunder. This is what I said back then.
What's happening with the Eliminator tonight? Please give us a nice little synopsis.
What we've got is we've got the Heat who fell over the other night and almost missed the finals altogether, taking on the Thunder who had to bloody tip in late in the second game. So neither of them are in great form, but I actually like the underdog in this game.
Oh.
There you are.
You didn't know. You were talking about the Thunder a week ago.
A fact. You've edited me there. So what I've done is I've gone to Maddie and I said I want the full grab of what I said in that interview. So have a listen.
Neither of them are in great form, but I actually like the underdog in this game. And I not only like them for tonight, I predict they'll win all 3 finals on the road and end up in the big dance.
Oh,
yes, Jimmy! There you go. That's why I'm on the big bucks.
I heard the editing. I heard it.
Even X is sitting here going, I got to tip my lid to you. That's actually bloody good. No one would have predicted that. 3
Unfair
wins.
editing. Speaking of cricket, Jimmy boy, what about this? The Age is reporting this morning that the South Australian government has approached Cricket Australia to host the New Year's Test.
I saw that.
They're trying to pinch the test off Sydney and have it in Adelaide because there's too many washed out days in Sydney. Wow.
He has a crack there, Premier.
Bloody oath. That's Bluey was saying that yesterday, wasn't he?
He does
He got
have a
the
dip.
live tournament.
Yep, and of course the
Gather
wrap
round?
around or go around or whatever it's
Gather
called.
round, Jim.
Gather round.
Yeah.
No, you got to admire it. I don't think this will be successful, by the way. I can't see them moving the Sydney Test, but I do admire him for having a dip.
Exactly. And Rick Finlay put this out during the Sydney Test, I reckon, when it was washed out, of how many days have been washed out compared to tests. Like 47 tests in Perth, no days washed out, Jim. Then you can go to Brisbane, 67 tests, only 8 days washed out. Melbourne, 115 test matches there have been, Boxing Day test matches. Only 9 days, 9 in Melbourne.
Completely washed out.
Yep. Sydney, 110 tests, 25 days washed out.
More than Manchester.
Sydney.
Well, yeah, which is saying something. So good on him there. But the Prime Minister, who I think our man Zav spoke to yesterday.
Prime Minister?
Yeah. Well, but he was hosting the National Cabinet today, Jim.
Right.
And all the premiers were there.
Right.
So they walk out, and the New South Wales Premier, Dominic Perrottet, was asked about this, and have a listen to his zinger of
A 5-day washed out test in Sydney is much better than a 5-day test in Adelaide. I mean, why? Because at the end of it, you spent at the end of it, you spent 5 days in Adelaide.
whack. What about that zinger from Dominic?
Yeah, Dominic got his eye in there. I think he should be a little more worried about getting the weather in his own joint sorted out. Because I speak for Rabsy, because he's up there producing. We are bloody sick of going up there and sitting on our asses, not watching the cricket being played.
Correct.
So sort it out, Dom.
You know, Dominic, the Premier, he's only 40. He's got 7 kids.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Doesn't he realise how they come about?
Well, no telly there. Hey, the Bathurst 12 hour is on. We spoke to Davey Reynolds during the week, and our man Valentino Rossi is up there. He's going to be on 4 wheels and not 2. Yes. And lucky enough, I went to Bathurst just yesterday, Jim, after the show, and I caught up with Valentino, and I said, "Are you going to spend a longer time in Australia?"
Oh, no.
I spend a long time in Australia in my life. The fans are very strong for motorsport, and the first time for me here in Bathurst will be very different.
So Bill thought he'd ask Valentino a question in Valentino's accent.
Yes. And we bonded like that, me and the big Val.
Yeah. That's what he's known as?
The big Val. Him is big.
No, the little Val. Or the doctor, I like to call him. And breaking news just still. Thank you, Whitney.
Breaking news with Billy Brownless.
What's this? Breaking news from the Herald Sun website. James Brayshaw and partner Lisa Christie send out wedding invites, Jim. Have a look at that. You are in the Herald Sun website, Jim. Have a look at him. AFL commentator James Brayshaw, that's you, and his partner have settled on key details for their big day and are sending out invites. Jim.
Fat.
Yes, Jim.
You're only asking me this because you haven't received one.
That's exactly right.
You're not gonna either.
I've got a new address. You know that in Melbourne.
Fat.
Bloody Lisa did it up. If there's not an invite.
No invitations have been sent out, of course. It's the end of January. The thing's not to the end of the year. So that's completely and utterly wrong.
Yes.
But I wouldn't be holding my breath if I were you.
He's actually holding his breath. We got to get to a song before he passes out.
He's going as red as the backdrop. I can't do any more of this.
To join us next on the Rush Hour Triple M.
It's social media feedback.
Be more constructive with your feedback, please.
With
Aussie Supermole,
Rosie Walton.
I like these hoes.
Now you're just hanging it on Jars.
Yes.
So he had a shocking day yesterday. You told him that he couldn't come to the Gather Round Rush Hour extravaganza.
Jim said that. Yep.
Yesterday on Triple M Adelaide Breakfast Show, they ran a poll, which was the better Jarman brother.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We needed this.
No.
A
And
terrible day
so,
yesterday.
Darren,
Yes.
how much?
I don't have the actual figures, but Mark Rasciuto ended up having to come on the drive show yesterday on the rush hour to apologise.
No, actually, I've got him here. 97%. Darren, 2%.
Come on.
Andrew, and 1% not sure.
Okay.
Right.
Proper feedback. James, you were talking about Stanley Tucci yesterday, and he's got a fantastic travel food show.
Yep.
But
Searching
you
for Italy.
cannot find it anywhere. Thank you to all the people who have tried to help. Best advice is to get a VPN or try YouTube Premium because it is not on any of the streaming services available in Australia
What's a
right
VPN?
now. I'll explain that off air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Righto.
It's kind of illegal.
Righto.
Mariana Graham sent me a message on my Instagram, Rosewall76. Rosie, listening to James on the podcast yesterday, the Stanley Tucci show is on BBC, so if James has a VPN, he can watch straight off the BBC website. It's a fantastic show. By the way, tonight we are heading to one of the recommended restaurants in London. So, Mariana, I hope you enjoyed that.
Go for it, Mariana.
JB, you shared that you cramped recently in the middle of the night, scaring the bejesus out of Lisa. We
Yes,
took
I did.
lots of calls at the time for some remedies, but there's been some good responses on Instagram as well.
You know what they were doing? The invites.
Get over it.
Keep
You're not
going,
going. Mal Mathers sent us this message. I couldn't help but losing it hearing of Jing's increasing cramping situation. Had to share that my husband suffers terribly from cramps. Hammies, calves, hands, ribs, toes, you name it.
Ooh.
He gets it. Doesn't matter the time of day, night, or occasion. Wink, wink.
Hello,
It's
hello.
a serious mood killer if you catch my drift.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
So...
Oh, no.
Yes.
How do you cramp a rib? Not quite sure how that works.
I'll just, around that sort of area.
Yes,
But he does take that Salvatol stuff. It's in a little tin that you get from the supermarket, and it's a little powder, and you just drink that. And these
I
are
see.
all
What were
suggested
people-
home
yeah.
remedies. So Salvatol is one of them.
Yes.
CJ Evans sent us a message as well. Now, he didn't specify this, but I need to specify that this is not for Bill because you cramp as well.
Yes.
Eat a banana every day, 2 to 3 on days you do heavy exercise.
Yep.
That's why it's
yeah.
not for you. Don't blend them in smoothies. I have no advice when it comes to health and fitness apart from this. So it's literally my only tried and tested over the years, but advice I can give. But basically, magnesium was
Yes.
the
That's it.
key.
And a banana.
Same thing.
Well,
Okay.
I had my mate Chandy, who used to be a pro golfer on our tour here years ago, saying, what did he say to me? He said that you've got to take a... Oh, hang on a sec. Staminate.
Oh,
Oh,
yep.
do you know
So
what that
very
is, Hose?
similar to the Salvatol thing. So it's sort of
Right.
like an electrolyte kind of.
Oh,
whatever.
that's what that is,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
okay.
electrolyte,
No,
yeah.
not exterminate.
No,
No.
You idiot.
That's it.
Now,
going, Hose.
yesterday's joke, Bill, the grain of sand.
Yes, how good.
In fact,
Very
all
good.
week has been poor.
Today's good.
You haven't had a woolly bully. Yeah, I mean, you've only had woolly bully this week.
Yeah.
Let me start with Ethan Ward's feedback.
Right.
He says, the last 2 days of jokes have been like Bins trying to kick 2 goals from top of the square on the siren and both somehow fall short.
Brownless, he hasn't had the best of days.
He asked me to play that. Rish Goon has
yeah.
contributed.
Our man.
One of ours, yep.
Rabbits look physically ill when that joke dropped. You can see the screenshot of that on our Instagram.
Sometimes you do look ill. There's something wrong with you.
No, it's because he actually lost the will to live halfway through the joke.
Yep.
Bjorn said, I liked it and I'm looking forward to telling it to my nephews. For
Bjorn.
sure, they will not laugh, but I will have a good time telling them
Yeah.
such a rubbish joke.
Oh, good one,
But
Fernando.
Tommy and Rava, I think, sum it up. 3 out of 4 woolly bullies from Bins this week. Shoot house. Rava,
That's it.
that was absolutely shoot house. I don't get it, and it was a poor delivery. Fair comments.
The delivery often lets you down, Fat.
Now, just quickly, King
Shut up.
Charles is getting the Tijuana from the $5 note.
Yeah, I saw
Our
that.
man Beersy, who does our videos and stuff on
Doing
the
a
socials.
good job too, that
A
boy.
fantastic job. He has 2 suggestions that you can look at on the Instagram to vote. Who would you like on the $5 note now? It's you or it's James.
Me or Jing?
Michael Emerson on Twitter. Bill's melon wouldn't fit on the $5.
That's true.
Billy McGanagle. Has to be Bins. Jing wouldn't even bend down for a dropped $5.
And that is true.
That is true.
Have a great
true.
time off, James. We'll
I'm
miss you.
gonna, Hose.
Yeah.
See
Well
you
done.
soon.
Watch maths last night.
Oh my God, Harrison.
What about blokes?
What
They're
a
just
dud.
pricks.
An
Unsacked.
idiot song
Pricks,
to one of the Beatles' greatest ever tunes still to come. This is Triple M's Rush Hour.
Yes, right.
What hubs
Now
you-
I'm interested in this. Keep going, Rachel.
Yes, well, something that interests us, JB, because we've
Yes.
both been to the stadium a few times
lot,
now,
yes.
a lot.
What stadium?
Optus Stadium.
Yes.
And what is
With the
your
carbonite.
observation about Optus Stadium that you've
In
been
Perth.
going on with since 2018?
Just not me. Other people have got involved
you?
with this.
What do you
Optus
think?
Stadium over there in Perth has a car park.
Right. So
No, hang on a minute. Yes, it does have a car park.
Oh, that's all I need to know. Thank
No.
you.
Where's the
Righto,
car
up
park?
next.
Fool's Head, where's the
freeze
car
frame.
park?
Underneath the stadium.
Right. So, Rabs?
I found a video posted by a group called So Perth on Instagram. I've sent it to JB.
I've seen it.
I'm going to show it to you right now, and it
Because
is.
the idiot thinks it's like Marvel, and underneath the ground that the players play on, there's a car park. So
And
let's
then
go.
Concrete and then grass.
Right, here we go.
So I found a video that is a timeline of Optus Stadium being built,
Okay.
and I'm going to show it to you right now to prove once and for all
Right.
that you were dead set wrong, and there's no car park underneath the ground at Optus
Yes, good.
Stadium.
Let's go.
Righto,
Show it
Rabs.
to him,
Just so
Rabbits.
here, he's got some gold.
Yeah, here we are.
There's the ground. Getting built. Nice
Yes.
music.
And
There's the
I'm looking at
stadium.
the same video.
Yep. Nice ground. Look at that. The grass looks good.
Which comprehensively proves what, Fat?
There's a golf course around it, is there? Oh, that gives me nothing.
Oh,
You can see.
2017. How do I not know they've snuck a car park underneath there?
Oh, it's a time frame of it being
People
built.
have told me they drive in under the stadium.
no one has
People
ever
have told
you
that.
John from the West, who
Yes.
was Onions from the office.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
he
it's
wasn't
never
from the
been
West,
there.
and his name's not John.
So you've seen that video now, Fat, and if you're a man of any level of integrity, you will say, I acknowledge there is no car park under the ground at Optus Stadium in Perth.
I'm not a man of any integrity.
We're going to chuck that video up on our Instagram
Oh, I
so
love
all of
that.
our listeners can see it as well.
Well done, Rab.
Shows me nothing, Rab.
You are
Shows
such...
the timeline of the stadium being built.
Timeline me ass.
On the LiSTNR app and on your radio, this is Triple M's Rush Hour. JB, who's heading off after this show, and
Yes.
Billy
Yes.
Brownless.
Yes, I am. But now, I wasn't there last week on Friday.
No.
I think it was Friday.
It's another day you head off. Yes.
When the idiot's file ran, and I understand it was comprehensive, even though Bill had only been back for a week.
That's it.
3 shows.
3 shows, in fact, and it was a full 7 or 8 minuter. So the family absolutely loved that, Fat.
Yes.
And in the ensuing week, do you know what that means?
The next.
Next week, well done.
Yeah.
The next week, you've managed to put another heavy body of work together. But Matty, our man in the booth, Matty Haywood, the genius,
Yeah.
he's not happy with just bumping them together with a beer opening sound in the middle of it. He actually likes to put it to song.
Song.
So this is an idiot song to a very famous Beatles song.
Oh.
Included in it a word that we found out last week that you can't say. Family, enjoy.
Could be in. So that's the WAR-RUS. I'll tell you about the WAR-RUS later on.
The what? The what?
The WAR-RUS.
And I have a third go at that.
WAR-RUS.
Thank you.
Dwayne Russell.
It's not a walrus.
We used to call Dwayne Russell the WAR-RUS.
Bill,
What?
it's not a walrus.
What is it?
It's a walrus.
I am he as you are, he as you are, me and we are all together.
There's an L in there.
WAR-RUS.
See how they run like pigs from a gun, see how they fly.
WAR-RUS.
I'm crying,
You're a walrus.
sitting on a cornflake,
You need strength and stamina to win.
I beg your
waiting
pardon?
for the van to come.
Comedians are doing their little gigs at different vineyards.
Vineyard.
Vineyards or whatever you call them, Jim.
Either a
Vineyard.
winery or a vineyard.
The Eggman,
Whoa.
they are the Eggman.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I am the walrus. Don't you think the Joker laughs at you? See how they fly like pigs in the sky, see how they snap.
You know, it's hard.
What was that word then?
Hard.
Suddenly the picture,
It was hard with about 5 acres ago.
climbing the Eiffel Tower.
And you went for low-hanging sort of fruit. So what are you doing today?
I'm double downing.
Oh, no. Double downing.
There you go. Barley Smith at the Doggies has
Who?
started training.
Who?
Barley.
Barley.
Bailey. Get it right, Stacey.
Tom Gleeson is going to join us next, Bill, because he's got a brand new show on Channel 10 called
The Taskmaster.
That starts tonight.
He said that like a Zen.
Exterminate.
Starts tonight on Channel
What
10.
are we doing?
But he joins us.
Oh, my God.
Joins us next on
Oh,
This is the start of Feb.
Yep.
Like normally you're in this sort of nick late September.
That's it,
like
Jim.
when you've done a lot of, on-stage work and you're not getting as much sleep as you should and you've had a few too many long lunches.
Yes.
Bill, this is the very start of the year.
Which is some sort of a worry.
Oh, my goodness.
So
Well,
that
that's
song's
song.
by the Beatles called I Am the...
WAR-RUS. Yes. I wrote it down. I am the WAR-RUS.
Did you see that, Rabs? He's starting low and finishing high. WAR-RUS. Yeah, because you think I'll get it out right if I finish high.
Say,
WAR-RUS.
I'm the Eggman or something in that. What kind of? That's the worst song I've ever heard, I reckon. Come on, Beatles, you're better than that. Fair dinkum, that was
I've
shocking.
got a
song.
back catalogue of about 300.
Well, and that's the worst. That is the worst the bloody
Oh, my God.
ladybugs have ever sung. Fair dinkum,
Well-
no good.
This is Triple M's Rush Hour, JB and Bill. JB, thank you for the shift you put in over the last 9 days.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been extraordinarily hard work, and therefore I need a little break.
So what are you going to do?
I got stuff to do. Don't
You got to send out the invites.
Don't concern yourself with what I'm doing, Fat.
I am.
And also, don't expect an invite. Now, next week,
If I don't
Nick
get an invite.
Revolt, all the way from Texas.
Wow,
He's
yeah,
going to
good.
join you and Daisy or Joey.
Yeah.
And also Brian Cook, a man whose wedding you emceed for cash.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And then left after about an hour and went to a Foo Fighters concert and then came back.
Yep, that's all correct.
He is going to join us as well, the CEO of the Carlton
Good man,
Football Club.
Cookie.
Very good man.
Cookie.
Very good man.
Yes.
But now,
Yeah.
after a very disappointing week of poor jokes,
Yeah.
we can go a little bit fruitier here.
Billy, won't you tell a joke now?
Or not.
Cause you're not funny, man.
Grow up.
True.
At least not on purpose. Oh!
Oh, now, Jim, this is for you and you only, okay?
Oh, no.
As
Why
you
am I
leave
worried?
us.
Why am I worried?
There's a local chicken farmer down Geelong Way, Jim, and he's hiring staff at $10 an hour.
Right.
So I told him about your experience of handling small cocks. Guess what? You start Monday.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's C-O-C-K to me.
Yeah, that's C-O-C-K to you. Oh, my. You see, you had to dive into your own stupidity to rescue the joke, didn't you? It wasn't going where you wanted it to, so you had to drop into that's
Yeah.
cock to me.
You start Monday. You start Monday, Jim.
No, I got it, Fat. I
$10 an
understood.
hour.
I understood it, old Munich.
Ah, there we go. We're back.